Hi, I'm Josh Bell with the Miami Marlins. I wear NeuroGuard to help with strength and coordination when I'm in the weight room, and help with balance when I'm on the baseball field.
One of the most comfortable, reduces concussion, increases performance. You can't get a mouthpiece like that on the market.
Not only is it a great product, it's super easy to use. I recommend it for any player at any age at any level. Thank you guys so much, and go check out NeuroGuard Plus.
NeuroGuard mouthpiece makes it easier to breathe while playing basketball. The unique design is not as bulky as any other mouthpiece and makes you feel safe in concussions.
NeuroGuard really control my breathing while I'm riding. It stops me getting concussions while I ride. It's very easy to use, so go pick one up today.
You know, I'm still doing stunts. You know, and the concussions I've got, you know, I feel much safer with that. I'm doing, like I said, I'm doing a whole lot better in the gym. So NeuroGuard Plus, you know, once this one wears out, you've got a customer for life, because I'm telling you people, NeuroGuard Plus is the way to go, and me, Mark Ash, says so.
Parents, kids, coaches, NeuroGuard. It's the future. Stay tuned.
All right, everybody, now's the time. Brown right, motion, tailback slant. Let's put the women and children to bed and go looking for fun, all right? On one, ready? Go, 13! Coming up, go, 13!
Too long. Hey, it might not be CBS, but it is a special presentation as 24 teams remain. It's time for Sideline to Sideline. I think this is our first actual official live video show where we're both here in studio talking football. I've done some, I do the state watch parties, which we'll be doing again next week. We've done way back in the past some live audio only. So I think this is the first time we've ever went completely live today. And
feels different.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh,
Just
okay.
feel more refreshed.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say like you were struggling or something.
Well, I am struggling, but
Baby,
when am I not
okay.
struggling, right?
Oh, man, I feel so bad for you.
Yeah, I mean,
Been a rough
I've defied
year for
all
you.
odds as a child.
Oh, yeah.
And look where I'm at now. I'm live on YouTube with 3 people listening.
13 people. Well, they're watching.
13.
13.
Hey, mom, dad, that's 2, sister, wife.
Wait, you have a sister wife?
No. Yeah. I'm Mormon. Sucks. We lost to Texas Tech the other day, right?
Dude, got it kind of bent over twice.
Man, you know how many chocolate milks I drank at the stadium during that loss? Woo, man,
No. Their thing now is
them.
Their thing now is that those crazy sodas. That's what the Mormons do now. I guess cold caffeine is okay.
And then soaking.
So this is Sideline to Sideline. Welcome. If you're finding us for the first time
I thought
here.
we were doing all things Mormon, no?
No, I don't even know what soaking is, nor do I want to know.
You might want to Google it.
Every time you say,
Mormon soaking, just Google it.
I'm just saying, every time you tell me to Google something, I get a call the next day.
Yeah. Hey, Brett, he's not going to do it on company time, though, on the work computer. Do it on your personal computer.
Oh. Okay, anyway. So this is Sideline to
Did you find it?
No, I didn't get to it.
You could send me the video.
I ain't gonna lie, I kind of spaced out just for a second, and kind of got me. Anyway, this is Sideline to Sideline, the state semifinal show. We're covering 4A, 3A, and 2A. If this is the first time you've ever found us, and man, 24 teams, and this was the week, Grant. This was the week. There's always 1 week in the year. Hello, 800 people. Wow, that escalated quickly. I need that meme. But this was the week that all the weird stuff happened. Like every game, thankfully, or not every, but most of the games we cover were close, and we had multiple upsets. So I have to ask you, which was the biggest upset?
I got to say that it was probably East Bernard over Tidehaven, man. That was the biggest shocker. Not that I don't trust in East Bernard, because the Brahmas, I mean, you look at their schedule, their losses they had kind of took some of the shine off of them right early.
Yeah, but they were good losses.
Were like against really darn good teams. But, we saw that Tidehaven defense. We saw the Russell kid at quarterback. They just looked unbeatable against Goliad, at least when we saw them. And then, their resume had been building all year. So East Bernard to come in and do what they did probably was the biggest surprise for me.
Yeah. And by the way, we have a chat. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching live on Facebook, wherever you're watching, if they have a comment section, if you'll send your comment, we will see it, including intern Noe the Pro just got fired because he said, hurry up and get to the football talk. Kristen Murphy says, not y'all's family, but go Hounds. Okay. Brett
Peaster.
Brett Leahy. Look out, kids. The boss is here. I got to admit, these are the days I wish I had the encoder that the ticket, because then I would play the Who's the Boss intro.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Tony
I agree with you, by the way. I agree with
yeah.
you. I thought Yoakum and Columbus as well, but then you got to remember, Yoakum gave Columbus a tough game in district. We just all said, oh, well, they just came off of that physical Hitchcock game, so that's why. But also, Columbus had some key injuries on defense, especially middle linebacker number 9. And Yoakum, man, they went smart. They just went Bennett with the Wildcat the whole game, and
behind the heavies.
Yes, and cutting back. They killed Columbus, and a lot of this is why when your middle linebackers out, they killed Columbus with those cutbacks, those cutback lanes. The pursuit would over pursue every time.
Well, Columbus had a couple of linebackers out, right?
Yep.
So if you can run some backside stuff when the linebackers and an end maybe are not necessarily not staying at home, but cheating over just a little bit, boom, that springs it, especially with Yoakum's speed.
Yep, I totally agree. All right, so here's what we're going to be doing tonight. It's a one-show night. We are going to have our 2A, 3A, and 4A breaking down the semifinal matchups. We also have Kevin's By the Numbers, a great segment this week. I was watching it when I was loading in. Really good job. But first, we have I don't know if it's a special treat. You don't know if it's a special treat, but we're going to pretend it's a special treat. Coach X not only wrote in his picks, but hang on, I got to do this because it's going to click wrong if I do it. Okay. But he actually called in for his diatribe.
Oh my gosh, this will be entertaining.
I will read his picks. And by the way, if you don't know, Coach X will join me next week on the state championship pregame shows. We'll talk about that.
He was doing it from a payphone, right?
It sounds like it, dude.
Because where he lives, there's no cell service.
So speaking of that, this was the weird thing.
You know where Terlingua is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Trying to go out there this year.
30 miles the other way from that.
To New Mexico?
Well, no. The other Mexico. And that's basically where he lives during the off season.
No, hang on.
And he's been in the off season for a while. Because let's face it, his coaching techniques do not quite get them into the playoffs.
So here's the thing, though. So I had told him, hey, if you'd like to call in and leave a message.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he didn't leave a message the first time. He didn't leave a message the second time. So I listened, and this is what I got. Now, this is the jail. Could you please press 1 to accept this collect call from
Brewster County Jail request?
And it said Coach X, but behind it, I heard, man, you a nice looking little Coach X.
Hurry up the call.
But anyway, so without further ado, here is Coach X, his diatribe.
So finally, Coach X gets to call in and speak for himself. And that's exactly what I'm going to do with the reading of my Coach X pregame interview for the Sideline to Sideline podcast, video shoot, YouTube channel show, whatever it is called now. So the other day, I guess this is actually this weekend, I was watching my granddaughter's Christmas play at church. And they're doing that part, where they're reading the Christmas play story part. And it's like, yeah, it was so quiet that you could hear a mouse peeing on cotton or I don't know, something like that. I wasn't really paying attention. I was on Twitter on my phone. And the kids were dreaming about the sugar plums. And it dawned on me like a bolt of lightning. One, I've never eaten a sugar plum in my life, nor have I ever been offered one. B, the kids back then really dream about whether or not whatever the hell these things are, like the sugar plums to dance through their head. Is that something they really did? And 4, if they were so good back then, why don't we make them anymore? Like in the 1800s or something, or whenever kids dreamed about these things, they were so good they got put into a church play or just some story made Mickey Mouse did. I don't know. But go to a Christmas party anywhere in America, like, they're coming up, you're having at your office and everything. Before you Xerox a copy of your secretary's ass or whatever, go to a Christmas party and ask for a sugar plum. And people be like, what the hell are you talking about? Look, man, there's a piece of pecan pie over there and there's some whiskey. Just take a shot and shut up and be happy that you're here and you didn't get fired. Merry Christmas to you. Actually, Merry Xmas to you. You see what I did there, Terry? I could have gone with Christmas and just been done with it, but nay, I went with Xmas because it's Xmas all year at my house. And that is what Coach X has to say.
All right, that's Coach X. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to get down into it, starting with 2A. It's a live show, so there's going to be many breaks because we're, having some energy. Got to get the electrolytes going. So we'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Gatorades I've pounded through already.
It's Sideline to Sideline.
Hi, I'm Josh Bell with the Miami Marlins. I wear NeuroGuard to help with strength and coordination when I'm in the weight room and help with balance when I'm on the baseball field.
One of the most comfortable, reduces concussion, increases performance. You can't get a mouthpiece like that on the market.
Not only is it a great product, it's super easy to use. I recommend it for any player at any age at any level. Thank you guys so much, and go check out NeuroGuard Plus.
NeuroGuard mouthpiece makes it easier to breathe while playing basketball. The unique design is not as bulky as any other mouthpiece and makes you feel safe in concussions.
NeuroGuard. They control my breathing while I'm writing. It stops me getting concussions while I wreck. It's very easy to use, so go pick one up today.
I'm still doing stunts. In the concussions I've got, and I feel much safer with that. I'm doing, like I said, I'm doing a whole lot better in the gym. So NeuroGuard Plus, once this one wears out, you've got a customer for life, because I'm telling you people, NeuroGuard Plus is the way to go, and me, Mark Ash, says so.
Parents, kids, coaches, NeuroGuard. It's the future. Stay tuned.
And we are back. We welcome the 3,300 people that are watching this train wreck that is slowly evolving. We'd like to say hi to, again, Christian Murphy, Purple Freddy. I like that.
Purple Freddy.
We can set it up next year. We can do call-ins. We've already talked about doing more live content next year. And also, honestly, when we hit district, we might end up putting this show more and more into one show format. It's easier for us, and I think, honestly, a lot of people are fine with it as long as we give timestamps and such.
Yeah.
And we're getting older. Sometimes Grant and I need to be in bed before 11 p.m. or 12
Not together,
a.m.
though. Well, on football trips sometimes.
Could you not?
When you accidentally book us a hotel with one bed, and we walk in, and I say, "Whoa, there's one bed." And you're like, "I swear, I requested 2 beds," and then I'm like, "Oh God."
You know, the only thing
You do that all the time, by the way.
all I asked was, you promised me not to tell this to our kids tonight. You said we would pretend to be a strong couple till the end of the year.
Okay, well, I don't have kids, so I've got some stepkids.
You probably got some kids out there.
Okay, yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
probably. I don't know
it's
about
like Quagmire when he finds all the kids. They looked exactly like him. That's you right there.
Quagmire
Anyway.
is a pilot. I'm not that successful though.
Oh, buddy, you're a YouTube broadcaster with 3,000 people watching. You have made it, friend.
3,000.
Hey, this is actually pretty cool. You never know. This is the first time we've done a live stream like this. We never know what kind of numbers you're going to get. I hope y'all stay for a little while because here we go, Class 2A, Division 1. Oh, I like
Hey,
that.
don't forget, we got a sitcom laugh track too.
Oh, yeah.
No, wait until something's said. Nobody said anything funny.
No, this is provided by L4 Media. Oh, that's the crickets. This is provided by L4 Media.
So a rabbi and a priest walk in a bar and
crickets. All right, let's get into it. Let's go to Class 2A, Division 2. All right, what's the first one?
Let's go up to the Region 1, Region 2 semifinal game. Stinnett, West Texas versus Hamilton. This is a game that me and, well, you were going to go to it.
Yeah.
I'll be there in Iowa Park on Thursday along with Jimmy. So if anybody out in Stinnett, West Texas or Hamilton sees us there, please come up and say hi. I'm Grant. I'll be there with a big 6'8" looking Santa Claus older man.
And he legitimately is almost like a Santa Claus.
Oh,
Who
yeah.
happens to...
And he's legitimately 6'8".
Yes,
so
and he
I don't know
fries...
if we're on the sideline or stands, maybe both. Anyway, yeah, West Texas 14-0, Hamilton 12-2. And why don't you sneeze off air? Won't you hold that?
I did.
Do we have a sneeze button?
Yeah.
Okay.
So speaking of,
Man, that Hamilton defense, dude.
Yeah, but let's remember, Axtell lost their starting quarterback, who is their everything.
Well, I know, but it's not just Axtell, man. This Hamilton defense
That's a good
throughout
point.
the year has only allowed 11 points per game.
Yes.
Right? They've got a really good receiver in Devin Ains, who had, last week had 4 catches for 155 yards against Axtell.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Oh, at the end of the day, this region, and I know last year Hamilton gave I think it was Stanford, a heck of a game. It was 15-14, or no, it was like 24-8, 16, or something like that. It was a possession game. And I know West Texas is the upstart. In fact, I promise this isn't me patting myself on the back or you on the back, really. But like everybody reading the matchup against Cisco, everybody was talking about upstart.
By the way, I called for the upset last week, Cisco over West Texas, and that did not work out.
You're missing. No, that's my point. West Texas was the underdog in that game by a lot of people. And I didn't understand why, because all year long, you had been so big on West Texas.
Right.
And so I guess sometimes I get caught in our own little vacuum of what we talk about. I didn't realize to other people this West Texas team this year was some shock and surprise.
Well, I think a lot of people thought that the West Texas defense was an Achilles heel for this team, right? Offensively, they're one of the best offensive teams in all the state in this division, 2A Division 1, with Cade Winters at quarterback, who is just a dual threat quarterback. And then they got Kelby Sherwood at running back, who has 1,320 yards rushing, a really good receiver in Zach Bryant. So offensively, look, West Texas is hard to stop. They're a lot like Mount Enterprise in Division 2, right?
Yes. Well, yeah, actually, that's a good, without it being so one guy. Even though Mount Enterprise actually has a little bit more talent around than what people think.
But even with that one guy, they're just offensive juggernauts. It's their defense that people think that is their Achilles heel. But West Texas is only giving up a little bit over 20 points a game, right, on average. So,
yes.
Look, we got a really good defense in Hamilton and a really good offense in West Texas. I think West Texas right now is on a mission, and Cade Winters leads that. I think West Texas. They surprised me with the win over Cisco. I really kind of thought Cisco might win that. I was a believer in West Texas before last week, and I kind of got off the wagon. Now I'm back on the wagon. West Texas wins this ball game, but I think it's going to be a great one. Can't wait to be there in Iowa Park. We will be there on the sideline watching this game, and it's probably the best. I think the best game in 2A Division I.
Oh, really? I like that. I'm not sure if I'm that strong on it, but
I think it is.
Oh, Division
man.
One, Division One,
Division One, yeah, Division
you're
One.
right. You're
2A
right. 100%.
Division One, yeah.
I'm
taking West Texas in a 7-13 point game.
All right, here's what Coach X has to say. When did Stinnett become Stinnett West Texas? When I was a lad, it was just Stinnett and West Texas were two separate entities. Good word, if that's a real word.
Entities, I think is what he's
what
trying to say, but he can't spell.
Okay, so Coach X, that red line under a word.
It means something,
just
dude.
right click
it doesn't mean space.
Just right click it, buddy. But anyway, and if you're a West Texas high school, what are the boundaries? And that's a good point. West Texas should be able to say, we have open enrollment. Anybody in West Texas, just come on down. Hey, you live in the Panhandle, get your ass in the building, and then go tackle people. I'll take Stinnett, West Texas, Panhandle, Paladuro, Canyon, Llano, Estacado High School over Hamilton any day. By the way, so far, Coach X, you're on point
hey,
tonight.
do not count out Hamilton. I'm telling you, man, that is a tough football team right there.
Oh, yeah, I think this game plays out exactly like it did last year. I think
Carson
Hamilton,
Roberts at quarterback for Hamilton, he can do some damage.
I think Hamilton loses by about 10, but I think, as you've talked about, it's going to be higher scoring than it was last year.
I mean, this game should go into the fourth quarter, right?
Oh, yes. I mean, yeah, to me, winning by 10.
But we both like West Texas.
Yes, we
and
do.
then the Albatross. Coach X likes.
He likes West Texas as well. All right, Joaquin 10-4 versus Refugio 13-0, 7:30 p.m. Thursday. Cypress's Cy-Fair FCU Stadium, a great stadium,
one of the nicest stadiums in the state of Texas.
This, look, I know that there's the greater chance that this game becomes a Refugio path back to the state championship game, but with what Joaquin does offensively and how they will
quasi
slot T, wing T, imagination, yes, right? And they will grind you down and they will play keep away. And if they are able to do this, and I think they will to an extent, I think this is going to be a closer game than what people think.
I do too. Look, Mason played within 2 touchdowns of Refugio last week. We both watched that ball game online, right? And Ray Lewis, quarterback for Refugio, darn near unstoppable. I mean, I don't know how you contain him. You just kind of hold him, right?
Yep.
Xavier Willis at running back, and this Refugio defense is really good. But I think Joaquin, look, they got 4 losses on the year, but they're a team, those 4 losses against really good teams, but this Joaquin team is one of those teams that are A, getting healthy, B, just on a roll and peaking at the right time. I'm not saying that Joaquin's going to beat Refugio because it's a very tall order.
Yeah.
But when you got Amarian Wilson and Cooper Bragg at running back in that offense, Refugio's going to take some time to adjust to that. Refugio's going to be better on the defensive front than what Joaquin has seen all year.
I agree.
So it's going to take them some time. I think Joaquin has a puncher's chance. Do I think they're going to win? No.
Yep.
But I think they do have a puncher's chance. I'm taking Refugio, but man, would not be completely surprised to see Joaquin pull out the upset. But I'm taking Refugio by 13 to 21 points.
That's exactly where I have it. And I do want to make the notice of the losses that Joaquin had this year with a Frankston, Grand Saline, San Augustine, which they revenged, and then Garrison. So, all of those are quality losses. You said it best. I think they hang around. I think they muck it up. But unless you're, as you and I always talk about.
If you can be in there and then get a turnover or two, and you're in it in the fourth quarter, anything can happen.
But the problem is when you play a Refugio, sometimes you have to be up 21 going into the fourth quarter to win that. Because we always talk about it. It's at this time in the season, the playoffs especially, but anywhere from last week to this week, where when the team that's always there, they're down 14, and you look over in the sideline, they're down 14 in the fourth quarter, and you look over in the sideline and they're perfectly calm, that's when you know, oh, they're going to come back. Like they're not worried. I always told you that talking with a former South Lake Carroll assistant from the 90s team. And I specifically was talking about a Tatum game, was a great game, 92. No, 93.
When South Lake went down by 2 or 3 touchdowns at half. Yeah.
And so I ended up coaching with that guy when I coached. And so I asked him, I'm like, Coach, I was at that game, were you worried? Like, how did y'all react in the, and then he goes, Dane Johnson came in and said, all right, we know what to do. The player who's about to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. We know what we need to do, boys. Let's do it. He goes, we didn't even talk adjustments. I said, wait, y'all were down 2 scores. Didn't talk. We didn't need to. And I'm like, man, that's impressive. And that's when I really started learning about that true playoff magic. Sometimes I think it's overrated, but it's a real thing.
If you've been there before, and that's what, look, when Mount Enterprise went against Bremond
that's why
week,
I picked Bremond. I'll straight up admit it, dude.
Right. I picked Bremond because they have been there
comparable
year
talent.
in and year out. But by the way, Bremond next year, it's going to be scary good, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Scary.
And again, comparable talent.
Tate Scott's gone, but he's got a brother there. The offensive line's back, defense is back. That's crazy. But yeah, you're right. I mean, when you get this deep in the playoffs, the teams that have been there year in and year out usually have a leg up, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go to 2A Division 2.
All right, and we got one heck of a matchup. Groover 12-2 versus Munster 12-2, 6 p.m. Thursday, Canyons Happy State Bank Stadium. Of course, we will have a Munster football show this week with Coach Brady Carney. Look, man, give Lindsey credit. They mucked it up on, Munster. Now, in saying that, this was the healthiest Lindsey had been, and Munster was up.
Since the Kraut Bowl.
Yeah, since the Kraut Bowl.
First Kraut Bowl,
yes.
right?
And Munster was up 20-0. So, but still, give Lindsey credit for being able in that second half to basically play keep away and, drop my phone, and be able to stay in the game. They just, I'm not saying they would come back, but they ran out of time. That was the negative of what Lindsey does. And while we talk about it, when you get down 3 scores, it's really, really hard to come back in quick plays. But still, they got the win. Groover.
Groover gutted one out against a very offensively talented Stratford team, 19-14.
I had a coach text me that's out there, and he just said that was just 2 guys going into the middle of the ring and just taking each other's best shot the whole game.
Yeah, look, this is going to be a slugfest, right? You got 2 really good quarterbacks in Groover's Briggs Satterfield, which is a dual threat, and then Case and Carney from Munster. But, I think Carney has, look, both of them have probably equal defenses, I think. Both play really, really good defense, right?
Oh, yeah.
But I think Munster has a little bit more behind Carney. That is going to pull them away. And I think Munster wins this game probably by 10 to 17 points or something like that. But I think Groover's good enough defensively, and with Briggs Satterfield, a quarterback, he is going to be able to keep that Munster defense on skates a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think at the end of the day, Munster, man, the Hornets have been there. They are a well-rounded offensive team, if not even defensively. I like Munster by 14-17.
This is one of those where Case and Carney proved it in the championship game last year and has proven it this year while having to be sat for most of a lot of second halves. I think he's the best quarterback in Class 2A Division 2, maybe even Class 2A. Mm-hmm. And when you add...
As far as running the offense, right?
Everything.
Knowing
just
his
throwing
reads,
the ball.
I know, but just running the offense.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you want at this point. You want a quarterback.
Exactly.
He doesn't have to light it up. He just has to manage the game and keep the turnovers to 0.
I told you this, in a very competitive district. Again, you look at where all these teams ended up with Munster still playing, Collinsville 10-3 getting beat by Lindsey 11-3 getting beat by Munster. Think about that, guys.
Right.
The district beat each other in district. Inside that,
that's called a battle of attrition.
But for Munster, at one point, they had more points than offensive plays ran.
Yeah.
Like, think about that, folks. They had got to the point where me and Coach Carney had talked about it off the air. Like, are you a little worried? He goes, yeah, I kind of would like to, have a 10-play drive every once in a while just to kind of get our offensive line some of that step.
Yeah.
And that's how impressive they are. I still think this is going to be a 24 to 28 point game. I don't think it's close. I think it's close early, but I just think Munster, again,
I think that Groover defense is a little good enough to keep it within 2 touchdowns. I really do. Giving them a shot maybe in the fourth quarter, I don't know, but I think Groover's got enough defensively at least, and again, Satterfield at quarterback to keep this, keep them in the game in the fourth quarter.
I hoped out. Brett. Brett. Oh, yeah. I know you're not a huge fan of Six Man, but
Oh, here we go, Six Man.
we want to congratulate Brett Lee's school. His hometown Rankin made the state championship.
Okay, well,
game.
Brett, hey, yeah, congratulations. Actually, I do like that.
That's actually pretty cool.
Rankin. But who are they playing?
Water Valley, who beat them earlier. Isn't it Water Valley who beat them earlier, I think?
No, it's not Water Valley, is it?
Oh, I thought it was. I might be wrong. Or maybe they play Water Valley this week. I don't know.
Rankin's playing
Gordon.
Gordon,
Yeah, Water Valley was
Good
last week.
luck.
Sorry.
Gordon has 3 Division I recruits and a 6-man team, so that's going to be a tough one.
All right.
There.
Before we move on, we don't do this much, but I just want to simply show this to honor a legend.
There we go. 4th and 13. Ash is in the gun. He's going to take the snap. Ash just going to run straight right. There goes Ash. There goes kicking Ash. There's the record. He's going to be into the end zone for a touchdown. Keegan Ash has put the record to Ash. He scored for the touchdown.
Brett Sweeney's a legend?
Yes, he is. NETSN. Thank you for letting us use that.
Kagan Ash.
Kagan Ash. And
Okay.
let's go ahead and get to it.
You and I were at that game.
Well, I
was
wasn't personally.
game
I watched it online.
with Kevin and Jimmy.
I just want to give you my initial result.
Okay.
Thoughts. So first off, again, the thing that worries me about Mount Enterprise going forward. I didn't change the bracket. Sorry, folks. The thing that worries me about them going forward is the same thing I'll talk about now. Their defense, but him. I got to admit, I was at the point where I kept going, okay. I mean, you see what he's doing at this point, right? Just stop him. And I know that sounds easier said than done, but they couldn't. And this is
even when they would give him a rest and put him out wide to give him a rest, he had 2 50-yard touchdown receptions.
And I want to say this, and this is no disrespect to Mr. Kenneth Hall, the legend. He is a myth that if you know anything about high school football in Texas and grew up on it like you did, I did, anybody probably listening did, he is a mythical legend. He is the,
he's
Johnny Appleseed. He's the Johnny
standard.
Appleseed of Texas high school football.
Yeah.
But I am so tired of hearing people say, well, he did it in 12 games and Ash did it in 14. First off, the game today is completely different. And I am talking about completely different, whether it be simply the football players, the color of the football players, or the schemes and the schematics of the game. Both can be celebrated. You don't have to knock one down to push up the other. So
Right.
for all you older
Can
people,
we not celebrate how good this kid is?
I mean, dude, it got to the point where I'm going, left, right, left, right. And I mean, I know football, but the Bremont defensive coordinators are being like, all right, he's about to run here. He's about to run here. Let's get there.
Right. Yeah. They're not hiding anything. There was no crappy reads.
Oh, no, nothing. And by the way, their offensive line needs a ton of credit. I mean,
man.
Ash is amazing.
When they would pull right and coming towards you, they had everybody just knocked backwards. Yeah. I know Kagan Ash is the man. I mean, he's the best running back I've seen in a long time. But that offensive line, as good as it is, if that offensive line wasn't as good as it was, then he wouldn't be breaking the record. He would be close, I think, right?
Oh, yeah.
But I don't think, he's good enough on his own. But man, this Bremont Mount Enterprise offensive line does not get enough credit.
And there was one play where they tossed.
And Scott Ponder is an offensive line guru,
yes,
right?
He is. And there was one play where you had 2 pull out. And a lot of times you see offensive linemen, once they get in space, they just go to the first color they see and they hit and they'll be wrong. Mm-hmm. You saw the lead guy pointing, like almost like a quarterback does. He's pointing out, okay, I'm going here, you got there, and they boom, and then Ash just follows
what they
right
do
off that
is
hip.
they get Ash to a position outside. He can run between the tackles, by the way, because he did it plenty of times against Bremont, but he can get 3 to 4 yards down the field. The offensive line allows him 3 to 4 yards down the field, maybe 5, without contact. And then after that, he shakes any contact, right? And just goes, and then sometimes he shakes contact and makes a move. I mean, this kid's amazing. Now here's the problem.
And after giving him all the flowers,
They're
here's
playing
issue.
the Shiner Comanches, right? Randall Reed, 7 o'clock Friday night with a great defense, a defensive line that is so physical. Thing is, Shiner's offensive line, maulers.
So
flat out Alabama maulers, right?
Yes.
Or old school Alabama maulers for 2A.
And this might sound weird when you have a chance to see a kid like Ash, but if you're at this game, focus on the line play, especially between Mount Enterprise's offensive line and Shiner's defensive line, because you're going to see some violence. You're going to see some blocks and some just amazing plays on both sides of the ball. I'm going to go back to what's been my issue with Mount Enterprise all year, and I know all you Mount Enterprise fans will say, well, we did it this week, but man, you're needing to score 40 and you're needing a couple extra onside kicks to win games. You're not going to get the onside kicks against Shiner. Shiner's no, I mean, I'm just saying that now. Shiner's is too well coached.
Look, Mount Enterprise is going to play to keep possessions limited, right? The thing is, Shiner, their quarterback, Jarvis Williams, Quincy Jones at running back behind a really good offensive line. Look, I think this is a really darn good game, but I think Shiner comes out on top by 8 to 14 points at the end. But I do think Kagan Ash is going to get his. I can't forget Joshua Bennett at quarterback for Mount Enterprise. I mean, it's not all Ash.
No, it's not. And of course, we will have here in a little bit Kevin's numbers. He has a really good segment on that for one of the things. But all right, so how do we have state championship going? I think we agreed on both Munster and Shiner.
The rematch from last year, and let's see where the chips fall, right?
All right, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to get back to it, doing it 3A style right here on Sideline to Sideline, the Class 2A, 3A, 4A edition.
Hey, Coach, are you ready to elevate your locker room experience? Well, at H&H Locker Solutions, we pride ourselves on delivering the highest quality lockers at the lowest cost in the Southeast. As a coach-owned business based in Alabama, we understand the needs of the coaches and the players alike. Our mission is to improve your locker room and streamline your process, and we're coming to Texas. Did you know we offer a free locker program? That's right. We ship all across the USA, ensuring you get the best solutions tailored just for you and your program. Want to learn more? Drop a comment or give Coach Harris, a.k.a. Ty, a call at 256-458-4427, and let's take your locker room to the next level.
Coach Surratt came in 2007, and really what's remarkable about him is how quickly he turned the program around.
The biggest challenge here was just to change the mindset. Obviously, we want a winning culture, but the first thing you got to instill is, toughness. It don't matter if it's volleyball, football, baseball.
He's put Carthage on the map to a great extent.
Hi, I'm Josh Bell with the Miami Marlins. I wear NeuroGuard to help with strength and coordination when I'm in the weight room and help with balance when I'm on the baseball field.
One of the most comfortable, reduces concussion, increases performance. You can't get a mouthpiece like that on the market.
Not only is it a great product, it's super easy to use. I recommend it for any player at any age at any level. Thank you guys so much, and go check out NeuroGuard Plus.
NeuroGuard mouthpiece makes it easier to breathe while playing basketball. The unique design is not as bulky as any other mouthpiece and makes you feel safe from concussions.
NeuroGuard. They control my breathing while I'm writing. It stops me getting concussions while I wreck. It's very easy to use, so go pick one up today.
I'm still doing stunts. And the concussions I've got, and I feel much safer with that. I'm doing, like I said, I'm doing a whole lot better in the gym. So NeuroGuard Plus, once this one wears out, you've got a customer for life, because I'm telling you people, NeuroGuard Plus is the way to go, and me, Mark Ash, says so.
Parents, kids, coaches, NeuroGuard. It's the future. Stay tuned.
All right, Terry, been a great good one here.
Lights are bright on
the first ever live edition right here on L4 Media. As we did 2A, now it's time to do 3A. But before we do that, I want to remind everybody, if you're going to the state championship games next week, go to SeatGeek.com, get your tickets, and if you do a new account and it's over $50, which with the tickets being 23 and 23, it's going to be over $50. You will get $20 off. Now, it has to be a new account. Just use a dummy email. That's what I've done. Just type in all capital letters, Sideline to Sideline, Sideline TO Sideline. It helps us, but it also helps you. So, man, this is a perfect marriage of all this. So, please use our SeatGeek promo code, Sideline to Sideline, if you're going to be going to the game. All right, so now that we're here, I did miss a Coach X 2A read, so let me get that out of the way. Mount Shiner versus Mount Enterprise. So I'm sure that this has been brought up before, but when did Mount Enterprise get the player you create on Madden to play on rookie mode all season? Kid rushes for like 800 a game, but he has run up against some squarehead Shiner Brock drinking high school kids this year. I don't think he has. The linebackers for Shiner will balk some running lanes. I didn't say it, he did. And make it hard to walk a straight line or recite the ABCs while standing on one foot in front of a cop on the side of Highway 90, which is something I know something about. Give me the Comanches. So, man, I guess I thought we were going to get like a real, really nice thing, but he just went hard there.
Hey, guys. Sorry.
I didn't even know you were here tonight, man. I was worried about you.
I'm always here.
Yeah,
I'm always here, even when it's not playoffs. I'm always here. Sometimes you stuff me in the closet, but I'm always here.
Okay.
But I know something about taking a sobriety test myself. I was down in Anahuac a few years ago, right?
Anahuac?
Yeah.
That makes me laugh.
What's wrong with Anahuac?
Nothing. It's just the randomness of that. Also, we got a chatter in here named Big Jiggly Water Balloons.
Hey, Jiggly Water Balloons. What's up?
All right, so hang on. First off, since we have Nick.
Age, sex, location.
Okay.
Big Jiggly Water Balloons.
Okay, 1999 Yahoo chat. But no, I got to ask you, though. First off, welcome. This is Playoff Tree. For those that don't know, I have the picture up.
Glad to be here.
He's the guy, or the tree in the middle. But you always talk about, you travel these places, you go these places.
Sure, yeah.
You're a tree.
Yeah.
How are you doing this?
You ever seen a logging truck?
So you're cut down to die?
No, just moved.
But where do you get
I
your
moved
water
all
from?
over.
Are you
I
like?
was in Stinnett, West Texas at one time.
There is no
I
way.
was the only tree out there, which was weird. And then I had to move, and I moved back down to the Tuscola area. I moved down to Brady for a while, and then I eventually settled into Angelina Forest, out by Jasper, Newton, Lufkin, that whole area.
All right. Anyway, what were you saying?
I forgot. Why don't you just turn me off and I'll come back in a little bit.
What do you mean? Do you need a dance for you to turn you off? Or I don't understand.
No, I just want to see what big jiggly water balloons has to say.
He said, or she said, I'm going to say it's not a she to go, sup. Anyway, by the way, that is Playoff Tree. We do appreciate him joining us here. Honestly. Oh.
Hey,
Whoa.
Playoff Tree.
Whoa.
The water. What does that mean?
It means to wash him or to water
No, I
him.
don't think that does.
All right, let's get into it. Let's go to class 3A.
I love AI.
I don't think this is AI. I told you that. We thought somebody was AI in our Outdrank the Coverage show the other night. And then the dude messages the show and is like, no, man, like I'm a real person. I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't know. Anyway, let's go to Class 3A Division 1. And boy, we've got an interesting one this week. It's a matchup of strength versus strength. Peaster 13-1 versus Grandview 12-2 Friday at Fort Worth Crowley ISD Stadium.
Great stadium, by the way. Probably the nicest stadium in the Metroplex, right?
Oh man, yes, but that's a Eagle Mountain, Royce City, dude. I was talking about this today. Roy, how long has that stadium been open now? 15 years,
something like that. Yeah,
it still looks brand new when you're in the stadium. Like they've done a good job. It's okay to accept some pride from your hometown.
Thank you, buddy.
But anyway, look.
Until I have a statue, I'm not really going to say anything.
What?
Until I have a statue at that stadium.
But there's a good one in the Hall of Fame, isn't there?
Well, yeah, my sister. And there's a library named after my dad there.
I still think.
So if any of y'all want a book, you see me, I'll take you to Royce City and we'll get you a free book.
I know I've told you this story before, but I was so the studio was in Rowlett, which is about 20 miles from Royce City.
Mm-hmm.
I was in Rockwall.
Is that where we're at right now?
Yeah.
Right?
I was in Rockwall a few years ago at the Rodeo Goat.
Mm-hmm.
Great place for burgers.
Great burger.
Food. Yes, that's what I had actually, the cream cheeseburger. But anyway, they had trivia night.
I bet you had the cream cheeseburger.
Oh my God. Anyway, they had trivia night. And I won the trivia because I knew the library in Royce City.
Oh, really?
I thought I told you that before.
No.
Yes, seriously. Like,
really?
we were in a team, and this was for a $100 gift certificate. This wasn't just a pat on the back. And it was a really good trivia. And they were like, okay, here's a local one. Nobody's going to get this. And they were like, name the Royce City. And I guess somebody just had randomly thrown that. Yeah. And I'm like, excuse me, sir.
The good one.
I kind of know
CS
this name.
Goodwin Library.
But anyway, fun fact from Kristen Murphy, 7250.
And then speaking of my dad, he had me go up when we were there. I told you about this story, right?
No, go ahead.
About we were there and he's like, hey, I need you to go to my parents' house.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, I need you to go up into the attic because I can't get up there. He's in his 90s. And I'm looking for some of my yearbooks.
I'm surprised you
from
want to talk about
OU
this.
because he was an OU grad.
Yeah.
So I was up there and he's like, there's a bunch of tubs. And I was like, Dad, I yelled down, there's nothing that looks like a lot of books. He's like, just bring anything that is a book down. So I found 1 tub, 2 tubs, something like that, with 2 books. I brought them down and we're sorting through them, and there was a book in there from the 1950s, Educating the Retarded Child. I was like, anybody want to explain this?
This is a real story too, folks.
Yeah, it is. And both, my mom and my dad, denied even knowing what that book was. But
well, I'll be honest with you.
Am I the R word and I don't know it?
You know that, God. This is why I need an encoder. I could pull the famous Quantum Leap where he looks in the window and goes, "I'm retarded."
Well, you can't say the R word.
Well, I'm just quoting a show.
I know, but you still can't even quote it.
Oh. I don't know. Look at me. I'm just going to say, you've had a lot of struggles.
I think Beverly and Ray have that book somewhere, too.
Probably. Anyway, Kristen Murphy, 7254, says, fun fact, Peaster has only allowed 17 points during their playoffs. A great fact. Now, in saying that,
I will tell Kristen Gray that their defense only allows 7 points a game all year on average.
Now, here's the discussion. And this is why we were so excited about Region 1 and Region 2. Has Peaster played an offense that's anywhere close to what Grandview does? Because, I mean, you look at these teams that they've beat. Now, Vernon did. They scored a lot, and they had a major injury. Iowa Park, no. Paradise, no.
I think Vernon and Grandview are similar in athleticism.
Yeah.
Look, the quarterback for Grandview, Mason Landers, like last week for Grandview, Mason Landers accounted for all 5 touchdowns against Pottsboro. Mm-hmm. He's very athletic. Kason Sanders at wide receiver, another Sanders at Grandview. The thing with Grandview, I think they're as athletic as what Vernon was, but their offensive line and defensive lines are better. And they're all young, though. So I think Peaster might have an advantage here over Grandview because Grandview is very young and Peaster is a seasoned team, especially on that defense. Man, those linebackers for Peaster, they are killers, and I think they're going to limit what Grandview does.
I was very impressed. Well, first off, how close these two scores are when you look at this. This is when you enjoy this type of season. Peaster lost to Paradise 21-15.
At a game we were at.
Yes, and then beat
Which
Paradise.
we thought they should have won that game.
Yes,
to begin
exactly,
with.
100%. And then they beat Paradise 17-14. So those games are that aggregate is so close. And by the way, congratulations, Paradise. Not only on another great season, but you have actually can now have built, I consider, a Region 1 power
in such a short time.
Such a short time. I mean, Peaster just as short a time as well. And look, I
meant Peaster.
Oh, sorry.
Being a short time, but Paradise is a short time too.
I love what Grandview has done all year. I'm surprised that they're the team. I will admit that. I didn't think they'd beat Commerce. They win by 1. I didn't think they beat Pottsboro. The thing that gives me pause in picking Peaster is how well Pottsboro played defense. I mean, how well Grandview played defense against what I consider a more dynamic offense. So if this gets into where Grandview can play as good a defense as Peaster, I think Grandview wins this game.
Because I think Grandview offensively makes themselves favorites in this game, to be honest with you. But I'm taking the Peaster upset because I love the way that Peaster defense just operates. Man, they just snuff you out and they frustrate the bejesus out of you. So I'm taking Peaster in what might be a little bit of an upset, but I like Peaster
I think
in this
Peaster
one.
is the favorite.
Do you?
I mean, again, just going by where they were ranked
Well,
all
if I
year.
look at Grandview's numbers offensively, man, I would take Grandview, but I think Peaster wins this ball game.
I think Grandview wins because Grandview can stop Peaster and score enough to where because Peaster's got to have some offense, in my opinion, in this game to be successful. You're not going to beat, and if you do it, hey, I will tip my hat, but you're not going to beat a Grandview offense 17-14. You're going to have to beat them 35-28.
Well, this Peaster defense can do that.
I just don't think they've seen an offense as dynamic. I think that's the thing that when I look at them, that's going to be the difference. But anyway, you have Peaster, I have Grandview. Yoakum 12-2 versus Llano 13-1. Friday at the Great
good
Cleveland.
game.
Yes, 100% good game.
At the field in Pflugerville, which is a great place to watch a game. That's on Friday, you said?
Yes.
Man, yeah, Yoakum coming off riding high with the upset over Columbus and Llano. Has just been steamrolling everybody right now. They're 13-1. Their quarterback, Luke Davis, has been just about unstoppable. Cash Lynch at wide receiver. This is a very tough physical Llano offense to stop. Their defense is really good, but Yoakum offensively, oh my gosh, man. Jace Morales ran for 192 yards last week against a very salty Columbus defense. Xavier Barnes at receiver, one of the best athletes in
Xavier Barnett.
all Class 3A.
It's Xavier Barnett.
What did I say? Barnes?
Yeah,
Barnett.
I think I even Bennett, actually. But anyway, what they did is they basically ran him in Wildcat, and then everybody else cooked once Columbus would focus on them, even though they couldn't stop him as well. You and I talked about this is one of the bigger upsets of the playoffs this year, but we also have to remind ourselves that they kind of mucked it up with Columbus at the beginning or in district, and it was ugly. They ended up losing going away, but I like Llano in this game, man.
I'm taking Yoakum. I'm taking Yoakum because of their athleticism. I think Llano is good enough and physical enough to win this ball game, but I think at the end of the day, the athletes are going to win out, and I think just Yoakum has a little bit more speed and a little bit more athleticism than what Llano does. I'm taking Yoakum. I think it's Yoakum and, Peaster in the state championship in Arlington.
I love the fact we completely disagree because I think Llano this year has the athletes to compete with Yoakum, and I think Llano. I mean, both of them are battle tested. Let's be fair there. I just think, again, this is one of those. I don't even know if you have a true feel of it. It's just, I think it's going to be Llano. I love that we completely disagree, though. You think it's going to be?
Well, I don't completely disagree. I think Llano has a shot in this game.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying.
I'm taking Yoakum here, man. I think the cream rises to the top, and Yoakum right now. I mean, you look at what they've done. Their resume, man. They're. I don't know. That's a tough one. But I like Yoakum versus Peaster.
No, I was just saying we disagree completely with our picks on this class. You and I both think.
Yeah,
I think
which
I did the wrong
doesn't
one.
happen often, right?
Exactly. All right, hang on. We're doing some things on the fly producing. Coach X, I think, had something on this one. Yeah, he did. Well, isn't this game, we all had the semifinals, Yoakum versus Llano. We all know I did. Oh, my God. Everybody was talking about.
I did too.
Everybody.
By the way.
Oh, real? Oh, both of y'all did? Y'all both?
Go roll the tape.
No.
Pull it up right now.
Okay.
The preseason shows.
Everybody was talking about Columbus for Franklin as the state championship game a few weeks ago, which I think that was actually Coach X that specifically said, this is the state championship game. Whoever wins this, sorry, everybody else. Not so fast, Grant. I mean, playoff tree. You're forgetting about Yoakum. Yeah, I did say that. Shut up, Terry. You don't know. Give me the Bulldogs. So both of y'all have the Bulldogs. All right, let's now go to Class 3A Division 2. Let me pull that up. Here we go.
Perhaps, is this when we should maybe pull Kevin up or go to the restroom break or something like that?
Really?
I don't know. We're live. So.
I thought we were going to do it in between this and the
let's
floor.
go. Let's go.
No. We'll take a break. No.
I like your, actually, I can hold it. Kevin could hold it. He just texted me, said, hey, I don't have to be heard right now. So we're good.
I can't believe you did this to me on a live show. I appreciate that so much. Christy Coleman said, "Go Peaster" from a Brock Eagle. We'll be talking about Brock here in a minute. All right, are you going to run through this because Daddy got a tinky?
Daddy got a tinky.
All right, let's go to Class 3A Division 2.
That's kind of creepy.
That was the point. Rematch last year's same game. Wall 14-0 versus Gunner 13-1. Friday, Stephen Briles Stadium.
I'll be at this game too.
Oh, will
by
you?
the way.
Yeah. It's not
Coach,
Stephen Briles Stadium, it's Art Briles.
Okay, play out true. How you doing, brother?
Oh, hey, how are you?
I didn't know you were going to give me some. That's what it says on the notes. Briles Stadium. You think that's on purpose?
Stephen Briles Stadium. I don't know if Stephen Briles.
Do you think that's
I did from Austin one time. I met him on 4th Street. I don't want to go into that.
Do you think that was on purpose to list it, though, as Briles Stadium and not Art Briles Stadium?
Maybe so. Maybe so. Terry, I want to tell you this. I want to give you my pick on this one, right?
On what?
Wall and Gunner.
Okay. I mean, I was able barely to get in and say anything, but sure, go ahead.
Okay, well, the only reason I'm picking Wall on this one, the only reason I'm picking Wall
It's a valid pick.
Small child. My mother and I went to a grocery store in Gunner, and they sold us, we went and bought like 2 cereal boxes, right? 2 boxes of cereal. We got back home, there were roaches in our cereal.
Okay, so
we took them back to the grocery store with the roaches intact in the boxes.
All right.
And they denied our return. Said, no, we put them there.
Oh, they admitted they put them there?
No, we said they put them there.
Oh, they said you put it. Okay, so.
Sorry.
No.
Trees had a few drinks tonight.
If you walk into the studio, you have to have a few drinks. Studio dogs in the corner passed out.
We often refer to Gunner as the grocery roaches in our household. So, therefore, I am taking Gunner.
Okay, by the way, Ryan Smith says, "Go Peaster" from a Carthage Bulldog fan, I'm assuming. Okay, so many things to unpack there. Why, as a tree, are you eating human food? How do you and your mom move around? You're a tree. And this oddly sounds a lot like Coach X's story.
Well, look, I've always been on SNAP benefits, right? And thanks, Trump, for cutting my SNAP benefits. Appreciate it. Yeah, we just had to move where the food was and the jobs were. My mom worked as a, she worked as a wet nurse, which she would come home really wet and sloppy and with afterbirth on her all night.
I don't think you. I don't know.
A young tree, I was like, what's a wet nurse and why do you have slime all over you?
Okay, I keep trying to tell you, working at the Jaguar Club in Abilene, dressing up as a nurse is not the same thing as being an actual nurse.
Sometimes you have to deliver a baby from a dancer.
Hey, you need to.
A bouncer. Jaguar Club, by the way, in Abilene.
You need to. So maybe
the truck stop over there.
You need to ask. You need to ask your mom if she ever got dollar bills from Matt Stepp.
Well, she did. But she died of consumption not long ago, and that's when I moved to the Angelina Forest. All right, I'm out. Turn me off. I'll be back for the Stephenville prediction.
Wait, turn you? I don't understand what you keep saying about turn you off. But hey, Grant, welcome back, buddy. You had to go to the restroom. You had to go. So, Coach, playoff tree. Okay.
What did the tree say?
Just don't worry about it. Big jiggly water balloon.
Consumption and afterbirth.
Big jiggly water balloon says in the same grocery store they asked me if I was lost and if I needed a ride back to Harry Hines. I'm kind of figuring.
Oh, hey, I'm going that way tonight. If you need a ride,
don't go get street tacos again, man.
Streetwalkers.
I'm tired of the cartel coming here asking me questions. I can only delay them so long. I'm beginning to think big jiggly water balloons might be Coach X. But anyway, let's try to get back to some football. No, I'm serious. I think that's him. Let's get back to some football here. Let's go.
How does he know what Harry Hines is, though?
I mean, it's Coach X.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, Wall 14-0, Gunter 13-1. Great game last year. Really the only 3A Division II team that
water balloons.
Are you okay, man?
It's the best username ever.
We're just now at the halfway point. We still got.
I know, but that's just so funny. I love that. I'm sorry, dude.
Give me Wall Gunner talk.
Wall Gunner. Can't wait to be there. Friday night. Me and Big Jimmy are going again, so if you see us, say hello. Look, Wall 14-0, Gunner 13-1. Their only loss was to Salina. Wall has not played anybody like Salina, so you can discount that Gunner that Gunner loss. Look, Gunner and Wall, Gunner won this game last year.
Yeah.
And but Wall took them late into the fourth quarter, right?
Again, that was the toughest challenge that Gunner had by far from 3A Division II.
Yeah, and had probably the toughest game they had in the semifinals in 2 years, right?
Yep.
Look, Gunner, man, their defense I just don't know what it is. I think it's great, but I just don't know, But offensively, we know Gunner can score on anybody with Knox Gage at quarterback, Alex Finner at receiver, Jay Campiti at running back. That is a potent Gunner offense. This Wall defense has been really darn good this year, though. They're only allowing 6 points a game on average.
And I think they have played, I don't want to say a tougher schedule because Gunner at the beginning playing Kincaid and playing Salina, and even Prosper Richland in Outlaw School. But, I mean, in Salina, they got, beat up a little bit. Though it took them a while. After that, I mean, who is the toughest game? Wichita City View, maybe?
But it's like that every year, though.
Well, yeah, but again,
you cannot judge Gunner on who they played.
I have contended, though, that this year everybody in that region took a step back, and I still will contend to that. I was watching the highlights of the Leonard game, man, and Leonard, and I will say this, give the defense of Gunner credit, but Leonard shot themselves in the foot a lot in that game. And it just feels like every week I watch or see anything with Gunner, it just always feels like I'm not seeing what I'm expecting to see, and that's not a knock on him. I don't know. I think Wall wins this game.
They got quick guys on the edges.
Yes,
though.
they
That's
do.
One
this
thing,
is a great team.
Gunner has, and I don't think this Wall defense has seen the quickness that Gunner has.
Exactly, 100% agree with that.
But Wall, as good as Wall's defense is, look, their offense with Lightning York at quarterback, Brady Neal at running back, Reed Robertson at receiver, playing behind one of the best defenses in 3A. I think Wall wins this game, but I think it's nip and tuck. I think it's within one possession.
Yeah, this is a 35-34 type of game.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see this game in person.
This is the type of game where the team scores with 10 seconds left and decides to go for 2. And that'll decide the game, in my opinion. I think this is going to be the best game of the week. I cannot wait to see it. It's going to be awesome. All right, Newton 13-1 versus East Bernard 10-4. This is at 7 p.m. Thursday at New Caney's Randall Reed Stadium, another great stadium. We love going there. We was just there a couple weeks ago. By the way, our special Keurig sponsored video, I'm hoping is going to be up during the state championship games. In fact, if everything goes right, they're going to play in our state championship shows. Again, we will do a state championship watch party for the 2A games, the 3A games, and the 4A games. Intern Noe the Pro is joining me on Friday for that. We're also going to have Kenny Heath from the Central Texas show. We're going to have Chris Welch from the Panhandle show. We're going to have Cody Coyle from Big Country Prep. We're going to have some coaches joining in. And we just sit and watch the game together, and it's a lot of fun. But anyway, let's get back to this one. East Bernard, dude, I contend this is the biggest shock of the season.
Yeah, it is, man. And a lot of it, East Bernard beating Tidehaven, one of the best defenses we had seen in Class 3A. East Bernard rolls out there with Dan Barnett at quarterback, throws for 376 yards against this vaunted Tidehaven defense.
That's the thing that shocked me. It wasn't that they beat him, but I would have thought, okay, if East Bernard wins, they're going to have to win with like a lower scoring game. And let's remember, less than a month ago, they gave up 59 points to Tidehaven. You and I always reference the
they lost like 59 to 6. Yeah.
We always reference the Cuero Abilene Wiley year.
Yeah,
where they had that rant. Was it
actually? It was Decatur.
Well, I mean,
Abilene
but
Wiley.
I mean the year that they played Cuero in state. Sorry, that's what I meant. But Decatur had beat the doors off of them earlier in the season. Abilene Wiley came back. I don't know if I've ever seen a discrepancy this much, though.
No.
From a 59-6 loss to a 34-31 win, that is super impressive. So proud for you. Guess what? You get the Newton Eagles, and this is a Newton Eagle team that all of a sudden I think maybe, and I'm giving you the death kiss here, Eagle fans, the new favorite to win state in this division.
Well, I think it comes down to Newton and Wall, which might be the best game of the whole weekend next week in Arlington. Newton comes in with Kendra Porter. We all know him at running back, but don't forget about Deldrick Samuel at running back, who's put over 1,200 yards rushing himself, and then Isaiah Foster, who can sling it, accurate, strong arm. The quarterback, Newton's going to win this game, but I would not be surprised to see East Bernard, as physical as they are up front, to push Newton. But I think it's Newton and Wall in the state final.
I do too, and I do again want to remember, you and I remember the last time we saw Newton in a playoff game against Wascom when they started getting pushed, they kind of folded. I don't think this is a different animal, right, folks. And that dynamic, big play passing game, that's the thing they were doing when they won state. You'd get all enamored with their running game, and then they would do a play action and throw the ball deep down the field. At the end of the day, I actually think Newton kind of wins going away, like 3 or 4 touchdowns. And I hate to say that.
I think it's by 7-14.
I think this is one of the biggest blowouts of the week in the games that we cover.
East Bernard will be able to move the ball some.
Yeah.
But I just don't think East Bernard's going to be able to slow down Newton.
All right, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to come in with Kevin's numbers. As Kevin McPherson, our embedded statistician of Sideline to Sideline, has some interesting stats, and I've watched it because I had to get it into the program and everything. Great job. So we'll come back with that. But we'll take a break, and when we come back, we're going to finish it up with 4A. God, it's hard to believe how quick this is going. Finish it up with 4A right here on Sideline to Sideline.
Coach Surratt came in 2007, and really what's remarkable about him is how quickly he turned the program around.
The biggest challenge here was just to change the mindset. Obviously, we want a winning culture, but the first thing you got to instill is, toughness. It don't matter if it's volleyball, football, baseball.
He's put Carthage on the map to a great extent.
Welcome back to the Altex Welding Supply by the numbers for week 15. Hi, everyone. Kevin McPherson here on Sideline to Sideline, presenting a look back at the region final round and looking ahead to the state semifinals. So let's get started. Our first number is 0. That's the number of times this season that the Brock Eagles have trailed in a game. The Eagles averaging over 55 points per game, surrendering just under 9 points per game, are seeking to get back to the state semifinals for the third time since they began football in 2011. Brock is led by junior quarterback Holt Frazier, who has thrown for 49 touchdowns, more than 3,300 yards, and underclassman running back Briar McDonald, 28 rushing touchdowns, almost 1,500 yards. And on the defensive side, sophomore linebacker Jack Farhat has 108 total tackles on the year. And Brock, well, they're going to be tested here in one of the heavyweight matchups around the state coming this weekend. They take on defending state champion Carthage. That's the 4A Division II state semifinal Friday night at Mesquite's Memorial Stadium, which, by the way, is the second largest high school stadium in the state, holding 20,000 fans. I got a feeling that most of those seats will be occupied. Our next number is 11. That's the number of seconds remaining in the game when Peaster advanced to its first ever state semifinal last week over Paradise, avenging an earlier season loss. They started that final drive with just under 3 minutes remaining. Quarterback Luke Gray was the hero, converting a 3rd and 20 and also throwing a 63-yard bomb to set up the game-winning touchdown by Mark Tullis. They take on Grandview Friday night at Crowley ISD Stadium. Our next number, 15. That's the number of seconds it took East Bernard to score 2 touchdowns in their miraculous come-from-behind 34-31 win over defending state champion and top-ranked Tidehaven. They trailed 31-19 with just under 5 minutes remaining and started that final drive at 2:54 remaining after an onside kick recovery. Quarterback Dan Bartlett led the way with 412 yards and 4 TDs passing. That's right, passing. This is not your father's East Bernard offense. They sling it around. They get to take on Newton Thursday night at New Caney's Randall Reed Stadium, one of the few Thursday night games we have here in the state semifinal round. Our next number, 22, the number of unanswered points for Grandview and their come-from-behind win over Pottsboro. The Zebras trailed Pottsboro 18-13 with 7 minutes left in the third quarter. In fact, they trailed 15-0 after the first quarter. It was quarterback Mason Landers who led the way, combining for almost 400 yards and 5 TDs. The Zebra defense seemed to find its way after giving up more than 40 points in the game for the last 3 rounds of the playoffs. And again, they faced Peaster Friday night in Crowley. Our next number, 55, the number of touchdowns thrown by Wall quarterback Landon Yark. Only 5 interceptions and more than 3,600 yards this year. His favorite target is 6'3" wide receiver Reed Robertson, who's got 19 touchdowns, 59 catches, and 1,251 yards. They'll be going up against a Gunner defense that gives up just over 15 points per game. Another heavyweight battle that is set for 6 p.m. Friday at Stephenville's Art Briles Stadium. Again, expecting near capacity crowd for that game. Our final number, 88. This will be looked at across the state. Mount Enterprise running back Kagan Ash. He's already broken 2 records. He's looking for what some may consider is an immortal record. That is the career rushing record for Sugarland's Ken Hall, 11,232 yards. It stood for 72 years. He already broke the single season record last week in a 501-yard rushing performance against Bremond, 8 total touchdowns for Ash in that game. The question is, Can Mount Enterprise's undersized defense and their questionable kicking game hold up against Shiner? The Shiner defense averages just under 11 points per game. What may help Mount Enterprise is that Shiner is run heavy. And last week against Bremond, the Tigers were able to expose that Mount Enterprise defense a little bit and finally ended up being 64-58 final. That game in Palestine, the sideline to sideline crew was there. And next up for Mount Enterprise and their Cinderella season, they play undefeated Shiner Friday night, again at New Caney at Randall Reed Stadium. This has been the Altex Welding Supply. Week 15 by the numbers. Altex is Texas' own. It serves all of Texas, and it helps out by partnering with schools, businesses, and all of the talented welders across the Lone Star State. Now back to Terry and Grant and the Sideline podcast.
All right, we are back. Thank you to Mr. McPherson. We're going to be seeing more of that next year. Again, I want to remind everybody, if you're going to the games, state championship games next week, you're willing to, if you haven't had a SeatGeek account, create one, or if you've had one, create a new one, and you'll get $20 off your purchase of at least $50. So basically 2 tickets to the state championship game, and you get $20 off of that, and it helps the show. Just use our promo code.
And I want to say, if Big Jiggly Balloons plans on going, I'll buy your ticket.
Okay, I kind of
no, I do. I'm going to buy Big Jiggly Balloons.
I'm kind of a little bit worried that maybe you are starting to have a weird little thing with this jiggly water balloons, just because of the name.
I just have this Lonnie Anderson thing in my head.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was worried about. Just because of the game, or the name. That's all.
Probably
you
a
want
dude, and I'm going to eat my words.
Oh no, I can almost guarantee you. I'm telling you.
Why do you think it's a dude?
It's Coach X. I'm telling you right now.
No, it is
Coach
Big Jiggly
X.
Balloons. Are you a dude or a girl?
All right, before we move on, we want to thank one of our sponsors, Luxury Restoration and Roofing. Find them online at luxuryrestorationandroofing.com. 817-228-8611. This is Kane Hill's dad. Great season at Springtown. He'll be back next year. They're going to be great next year.
Oh, they'll be unstoppable next year.
But they're an accredited A+ Better Business Bureau rating in over 16 years in the roofing industry alone. They have the skills, they have the ability, and they're not just, they're doing the fancy ones. So especially look at the picture. Look at that house. Love that pool back there.
Like a real house they've done?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think that's Brett Lee's house. But anyway,
it probably is Brett. Brett's a hot roller, man.
Oh, he is, man. They're always
Brett's a cool dude, too.
Oh, heck yeah. Always ensuring quality, reliability, and superior knowledge for every project they take on. And they go across the state. Not even though they are located in North Texas, they go across the state again. Luxury Restoration and Roofing.com. Yes, they'll go to Del Rio. 817-228.
Eagle Pass.
Yes, Eagle Pass. 817-228-8611.
Anahuac. I'm just asking you.
I don't know why Anahuac has become such a funny thing to me. Anyway, there's some other works. We do appreciate them for being a sponsor. All right, let's get back into it. Class 4A Division 1. We got some Titanic matchups this week. Let's talk about it. Where are we going?
Well, Friday night, the big game of 3A Division 1, Stephenville versus Salina, 2 undefeated teams. We've been waiting for this game all year long, have we not?
Yes, 100%. Yes.
There was some question. Okay, is Stephenville or Salina at the beginning of the year going to be able to make it past West Plains?
Yeah.
Stephenville answered that question with a 2 or 3 touchdown win, right? They beat West Plains 41-21, so it's 3 touchdowns. That Stephenville defense, man, holding West Plains to 21 points, pretty impressive. But you go back and look at it, and we got a chance to see Stephenville just absolutely shut down a La Vega team. Yeah. And then we've seen them online a few times as well going back and watching their games. This Stephenville defense, as good as their offense is, this Stephenville defense only allows 8 points a game.
Yeah, to me, that's the biggest thing is, and we talked about it all year. We wondered what they would do offensively. We weren't worried about their defense, and they just continually have dominated. I mean, what they did to West Plains last week just shows how dynamic they are. And I think that's the thing. I underrated that defense against we just were really so high on West Plains, and rightfully so. And congratulations, West Plains, a great season. That's a program that they might end up being 5A.
That just tells you how tough it is to win a state championship, though, in Texas.
Oh, wait. Oh, okay. Hang on. Okay, Coach. Playoff Tree wants to say something. Oh, he doesn't? Okay.
Well, I don't think so.
You might need to not tap on the.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just making a point.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the code for when you tell me to ask for Coach.
Oh, I think he's coming in after Coach X.
Oh, is Coach X have something here to say?
But like Stephenville, man, as good as their defense is, their offense with Trot Jordan at quarterback, Zyler McClendon at running back. This Stephenville team, they play complementary football. You keep hearing that. That's not just a buzzword or a buzz phrase. Stephenville owns that phrase. Now, Salina's defense is damn good too. Salina has played some offensive juggernauts, though, so their average might not be as good as Stephenville's defensive average, but it's still a really good defense. The thing with Salina is, look, Bo Bentley has been kind of banged up with some concussions the last 2 weeks, right? Their defense allows like 14 points a game, something like that. But Salina is actually able to line up in a heavy formation, and Gurab Matasurli, I think they're running back.
I tried to figure out that name.
Running back, I'm sorry, quarterback, kind of took over for Bo Bentley the last 2 weeks, and then Luke Biagani, at running back. They're able to dictate the game with or without Bo Bentley. And I think it's the defensive line of Stephenville and that big mauling offensive line of Salina. Whoever wins that matchup wins this game.
It'll be Stephenville, and it's because of the injuries. I think that you can do those things against other teams you're not going to be able to do against Stephenville. By the way, real quick, I do want to say it's kind of cool. Christy, a Brock fan, Brett Lee, a Brock fan. She grew up in Gordon. Brett grew up in Rankin. So they're Brock fans together, but at the 6A state championship, they'll be rooting against each other.
And she says, will it be 3 in a row? And she says, I think so. And I think I agree with you,
I think
Christy.
Brett even acknowledges that. Yeah, it's probably good. But anyway, all right. So
it's give the ring to Gordon right now.
Okay. Sorry, Brett. I didn't mean it that much.
Sorry, Brett.
I think it'll be at least a game. I don't know, man. 6-man
Brett,
games.
you're still taking me to dinner, though, after the season.
Okay,
right?
you're asking him to take him to dinner, and Coach X is about to
all
ask.
right,
Hang on,
Rankin
let me
wins.
finish. Let me finish. And then Coach X is asking him to take him to the Ryder
got
Cup.
the checkbook, dude. You go where the money is, bro.
So going back to this game, at the end of the day, I think what the heck? I think Bo Bentley being wore down is going to be the difference in this game. I don't think you can run Wildcat and that kind of stuff against Stephenville.
I'm taking Salina in a close one. I think, again, this game is one in the trenches. It's almost a push, right? In the trenches. I think both teams are. Yeah.
That's a good point.
I think it's a push in the trenches, but I'm taking Salina. I think the Salina offensive line's just a little bit better than Stephenville's offensive line. Stephenville's defensive line might negate the strength that Salina has in the offensive line.
If Salina can't throw, it'll be a blowout. If Salina can't force,
I don't know, man. I think they can still run heavy and just pound it, man. I do.
I will be absolutely shocked.
It's going to be a thriller. I think this comes down to the last possession, and I'm going to take Salina in a very close one.
If Bo Bentley is healthy and can play, it's a one-possession game for Stephenville. If Bo Bentley doesn't play, I think Stephenville wins 42-14. I don't think against
You think
this.
it's that bad? Huh?
Yes, I don't think against this Stephenville defense you can go in running Wildcat 35 snaps. You're going to have a quarterback that can force those linebackers and force those safeties out of the box. If not, Stephenville's just going to sit in the box and, hey, your offensive line might beat their defensive line, but then can you go to the second level and beat their linebackers and their safeties play after play after play? And I just don't know if it'll happen.
I think Salina's built for this, though. I really do.
Right.
And I think they're deeper. I just think Salina wins this one no matter what. I think Bo Bentley comes back to play. Right? Yeah. And I think straight up he wins. But even without him, I think it'll be a lot closer. It's going to be close either way. I just think Salina, maybe with the big heavies on the offensive line, are going to be able to dictate this game.
Yeah.
And it's going to go down to the fourth quarter, though, and something's going to happen. There's going to be the winner of this game is going to benefit from a silly turnover or a silly special teams play. That's what it is. And I think Salina, I'm just guessing, is the benefactor of one of those two.
I 100% agree with you if Bo Bentley plays and is healthy. If he plays, I still think Salina or Stephenville wins.
Look what they did to Alvarado without him.
Stephenville and Alvarado are not the same. But hey, let me get my prediction. If Bo Bentley plays and is 100%, it's 42-38 Stephenville. If he doesn't play, it's 42-14 Stephenville. All right, Coach Shack says 2 of the Blue Bloods of Texas high school football. We agree with that. Well, Stephenville actually would be considered new money. Yeah, that's kind of true. I guess they've only been good since the 90s, whereas Salina has been good since Lincoln was president. Hard to pick against the Yellow Jackets since I've had many a good time in Ville city limits and ball stocks on a weekend. On a weekend, Coach X was a regular there. Got kicked out of those places once a lot of times. One time in the same night, but I'll take the Bobcats.
So wait.
Hey, playoff tree.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask. Coach X got kicked out of a place called Ballsack. Is that what he said? Ballsack?
I don't think he wants to admit this, but I think he had one of those arcs where he had to work in some really things that he didn't want to work into. You know,
he's got some issues. I mean, look, I've been kicked out of a few places, but never a place called Ballsack. Anyway, I'm going to turn it back over to you experts. I like Steveville in this game, by the way. I agree with you, Terry. Grant, not so much, but I agree with Terry. Steveville will win this game.
All right, well, thanks. All right, Salina, congratulations. You're
How did you not? You don't even like his prediction agreeing with you?
No, it just worries me that it's his it's his prediction.
A tree agrees with you?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is a dude that I'm still. Maybe that's an off-season show. We've been talking about we want to do more off-season stuff, and so maybe next year.
I just want to go. No, I don't want to go. I want to know the bar that he goes to that's called Ballsack, though. That's kind of weird. I'd like to see it.
I'm just saying.
I've been to that city limits, by the way, back when in my Weatherford College days. That's it. I had nothing else.
No, it's not that.
Nothing else.
I love you, buddy, but I got to do this.
What?
Stop it. No, you got to put them back on. I want to.
Okay.
So
they broke. They broke.
So check this out, everybody. Don't show it.
Broke.
Put them on. Put them on. No. Put the one that's broke like it was when you turned and looked at me. Be fair.
Sorry, man. Some of us shop at Dollar General for sardines for dinner, not eating saltgrass every night.
That would get tiresome. I'd like to try it, but that would get
tiresome. Oh, yeah. Dollar General gets tiresome. Trust me.
All right, let's go to
Pringles and sardines every night. And if you're lucky, you can buy the ones packed in oil.
Sardines.
And not water.
Sardines at a...
With Dr. Thunder? Oh, buddy.
Hey, no. You do not besmirch Dr. Thunder.
You're poor.
Yes.
You drink Dr. Thunder.
Not now, but when I was in college,
yeah,
I drank
you
Dr.
were poor.
Thunder. Yes.
All right.
Dude, you used to buy just slabs of bologna and cut them and eat them for a night.
Yeah, from the place in West,
Yeah.
Niemancheck Brothers.
No,
By the way, if you want good bologna, and they don't advertise with us, but Niemancheck's downtown West, the best log bologna.
Why are you
My
laughing?
girlfriend used to say that. About my
Hey,
friend, not me.
I
Why
hope-
did she leave with him?
I hope most of these 3,000 people watching know who we are. All right, let's finish up Class 4A
They're
Division
probably
1.
all Catholic Diocese of San Antonio, and
Kilgore.
they're thinking you shouldn't be putting prophylactics.
It's
on it."
3,000 Shiner Comanche fans.
Oh,
that
I
came
love
in.
that.
No,
Well,
I mean, they're all
no.
Catholic, though.
Yeah.
All right, Kilgore 13-1.
You
versus-
can drink, just don't screw.
bitch. Kilgore 13-1 versus Lavernia 13-1 Friday, Waco's McLean Stadium. This is a rematch of last year where Kilgore won 38-13.
A game I was stupid enough to go down to at Randall Reed Stadium last year in the cold and wind, and they didn't have enough space in the press box, so they made us stand out in the filming deck.
Oh, that's
In the
right.
press box, and the cold rain. Oh my gosh, I will not make that mistake again. Kilgore will absolutely demolish Lavernia, I think.
I think Kilgore wins, but I don't think it's going to be a demolishment this year. You and I talked.
It was last year, and it's the
Okay.
same teams.
Okay.
But Kilgore's better.
I mean, we have seen teams inside the same season get beat 59-6 and then come back and win. So,
I know, but
And again,
Lavernia's game does not match up well with what Kilgore does. I mean, Kilgore's big up front, athletic on the edges, and Lavernia just does not. I mean, the closest they've seen to that is Cuero, and I don't think Cuero's as physical as what Kilgore is. Kilgore is going to maul Lavernia, and Kilgore gets back into the state championship against, I think, Salina again for the rematch next week.
again, I don't disagree with you. I do think Kilgore wins. I just think it's going to be a closer game. That's all. I think this
Ooh, I don't
Lavernia
know,
team
man.
has grown up, and you've seen what they've done on the year.
I think Kilgore's grown up.
Again, that's why I think Kilgore's going to win.
They're just punching people in the mouth and making them like it.
Like, yeah, and that's the Kilgore way, man. That's what's so fun.
Can I
to
put
watch
these
it.
glasses on without you exposing me again?
Yes.
Okay.
He doesn't realize the camera's on us now.
I'm going to wait.
No, the camera's on us, brother. It's okay.
Hey, you can be doing anything with
The
that
most
monitor.
vain person I have ever seen.
I'm not vain.
Anyway,
I'm fat, ugly, and I know it.
let's finish up tonight's show with Class 4A Division 2. We've got two honey of a matchups. Of course, we all saw this one coming miles away. Brock 14-0 versus Carthage 14-0. Friday at Mesquite Memorial Stadium. Welcome back, Mesquite Memorial. Man, we have
I
missed
know.
you.
They've got a great one this Saturday.
Yes.
Isn't Duncanville
Yes.
playing there next week or on Saturday as well?
Great to
So
have them back
if
in
you're
the play.
not from the DFW Metroplex area, come on up on Friday morning, get you a hotel room, and stay till Sunday because you get a great Friday game and a great Saturday game.
All right, let's talk about it now. So I want to ask you this.
Okay.
You talked about that with Lavernia and Kilgore.
Mhm.
Last year, Carthage beat Brock pretty bad. Both of those teams basically quarterbacks are different for Brock, but I mean, a lot of the cores are back. So are you feeling the same way in this one that Carthage is going to have their way with Brock?
I do not look. I think Carthage wins this ball game. I do. But look, Carthage offensively with Jet Surratt, quarterback, thrown for over 3,000 yards, the best running back probably in, I would say, top three running backs in all of Texas high school football, and KJ Edwards. And then Carthage, Jet Surratt's got two good receivers in J.D. Edwards and Jaden Jeffress, right? And their defense is just, they're physical on both sides of the ball. Now, they're playing a Brock team, defensively, only giving up about 9 points on average. But Brock has a X factor in Colt Matlock, that receiver, who is probably one of the best athletes in Class 4A, right?
Look, I think not only him, but Holt Frazier at quarterback, who is a junior, who already, and again, short window, And when Brock had Coach Chad Wall ran a completely different style, but I think the best quarterback in Brock history on the year, 3,300 yards, 49 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. That's the difference between him and Surratt. Jet at times in big games. You and I were talking about
but has Brock played a defense like Carthage though, to really push them like that?
That's a good point, actually. No, I agree with that. But anyway, my point is doesn't Jet Surratt, I think you and I talked about when we saw him against Kilgore, he has a lot of that Archie Manning where, and I know Archie Manning got better as the season goes on, which Surratt has done now for back-to-back seasons.
Yeah.
But also in one drive, he can thread a needle and make you go, oh my God, look how beautiful it is. And then he just makes the weirdest throw and it's an interception. You're like, wait, how did that happen?
Right.
I agree with you about what you said. I don't think Brock has seen a defense like Kilgore's. I don't think Kilgore's seen an offense like Brock. And yes, you're going to say, well, Athens, not you, but I'm saying Athens was awesome, but Brock is different, man. Brock can grind you down if they need to. As much as we've talked about Holt Frazier and Cole
But
Matlock.
that linebacking core for Carthage has,
I know.
They have 2 Division I linebackers.
Yes, they do. And Brock's going to have a couple of Division I players. But that's my point. As much as we have gotten infatuated with the Brock passing game because it's new, they've thrown for 3,400 yards. Their run game has ran for 3,048 yards. I mean, you're talking about a team that's you got McDonald who has 1,400 yards. And then after that, it's just a bevy of backs. And that's with one of them being injured and out for most of the year, and he was on his way to 1,000 yards. But I want to go back to that Brock defense.
I'm not saying this is going to be a bloodline.
Oh, I know.
I think Brock can be in this game, but I think just at the end of the day, Carthage is going to win this ball game.
I think Brock's going to win, but yeah, this is not I'm not trying to say it's a blowout. I just want to point out I said Kilgore earlier, I meant Carthage. For all the talk of who Carthage has played, I mean, dude, this Brock defense on the year, freaking just amazing. And again, it gets lost in how offensive they've been, and we're not used to that with how dynamic they are. But you are right about one thing. Carthage has played, I think, a overall tougher schedule. But at the end of the day, I just think, first off, I always joke, Carthage does not win state every year, even though we think they do. And when they get beat, it tends to be like this against a team like Brock, who I go back to if Glenn Rose doesn't fumble the ball.
Yeah, that could have been. Yeah.
And I feel like this Brock team is as good as that Glenn Rose team. All right, Coach X says, hey, Brett, how's it hanging? To the left, to the right. Okay, good. Glad we got that out of the way. And Brett, you my boy and all, but sorry. Got to be the one to tell you this, but it's Carthage. But we're still good for the Ryder Cup, right? Or at least the Landman Watch Party. Bulldogs win. So that's what I was talking about earlier. You're asking for dinner, which I appreciate. Coach X is just asking for a freaking Ryder Cup trip.
Hey, Brett.
Hey, dude.
Sorry, man.
God, you got to let me know when you come on. That's okay.
But maybe Brett would take me on a Ryder Cup trip, too. I love golf.
Okay, do either one of y'all realize?
I have an uncle that was a great uncle, actually, that was made out of a driver for Jack Nicklaus, actually. So he was a shaft, right?
So is that is that mourned as a death, or is that a heroic thing?
It's more of a heroic thing. I mean, when he's chopped down and gone, you hate to see it. I mean, but when you're made into the shaft of a driver for Jack Nicklaus, oh, hell yeah, let's go. And Brett, take me with you. I'll drive. Well, I won't drive. Bring me back to your truck and let's go.
I don't know. I think maybe I need to refigure out if Playoff Tree needs to be back next year. He's turned more into Coach X than I was expecting. But anyway, you have Carthage, I have Brock. We have them taking on the winner of West Orange Sark 11-3 versus Sinton 13-1. 7 p.m. Friday at Katie's Road Stadium, another great stadium.
Boy, this is a tale of two running backs, man. Kelvin Jefferson for West Orange Stark, Micah Green for Sinton. Who's more dynamic? Micah Green has the size, but Calvin Johnson, man, he is more of guy's little, 5'6", something like that. He's a tiny dude, but dude, he can go. And this West Orange Stark defense, you look at what they played, their schedule, they've lost 3 games. but their defense has kept them in just about every game out there. And the fact that they went back and beat La Vega by 15 points, a team they had lost to over a month ago, tells you that West Orange Stark is peaking at the right time.
Well, and this is the one thing you can always say about West Orange Stark, whether they're good or bad, they're not going to play a weak schedule. Their games are going to be, I mean, they beat Newton, they lose to Nederland, they lose to La Vega, as you say, they lose to Fort Bend Crawford, who's been playing forever till Kilgore took care of them.
West Orange Stark wins this by 7 to 10 points, I think. Maybe even 14 points, to be honest with you.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, I do.
I
think West Orange Stark's a little bit. I think they're about 2 touchdowns better than Sinton right now.
I think Sinton's 14 points better than West Orange Stark.
See, I totally disagree. This is where we probably the one time we really, really disagree.
Yeah, because I like Micah Green. I think.
No, I love Micah Green, but I just don't
if you pick against him, you hate him, obviously.
Okay, here we go with your political crap again.
Wait, what? How's that political?
I think of West Orange Stark and Carthage in the state finals.
I mean, yes, that sounds wonderful. And I think it's Brock. Well, we completely disagree.
Oh, my God. I just realized that.
I think it's Brock versus
How can you be so wrong on one division? You've been decently right all year.
Oh, I've been decently right? I got to admit. You
Stop doing that. You got my
We're going back to
wonkiness.
The show's over. We got to do the camera.
Show's not over. I'm not through talking.
What else do you have to say?
That how wrong you are. I want you to admit next week.
Oh, if I'm wrong, I'll totally admit it.
No, we're not like that. I know.
But no, I just love the idea, and maybe this is why Brock versus Sinton is like that most random state
I know.
championship
Nobody
ever.
would have had that on their bingo card, right?
Exactly. And
Maybe somebody would have had Brock, but I don't think anybody had Sinton.
No, I always said Sinton would win the region and lose. I don't know why. This just feels like
I can see it.
Feels like
Sinton had never made it though. This is the farthest it had ever been, right?
Yeah, but you got to say West Orange Stark.
Was it Jasper that knocked them out in
region
College
final?
Station? I think.
Yeah, I thought they've been to a couple of semifinals. I
think the semis, but Jasper had knocked them out in the semis.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. They went to semis, never to a state championship.
Yeah, they had gone beyond that.
All right, again, I want to remind everybody, if you have any questions, thoughts, or just want to tell Grant he's wrong, email us, Grant and Terry at s2sports.com. Also, again, if you're going to the games, go to SeatGeek.com, look up the UIL stuff. If you start it with a new account and get at least $50 in purchases, which is basically 2 tickets, you get $20 off. So you basically get a ticket free. Just use our promo code Sideline to Sideline. And dude, as you brought up, I didn't even think about it. This is our last truly in-studio show. Next week, we will do all of our shows as pre-games for the state championships. We're going to have you, of course, and I talking about it. We'll have Kenny Heath from the Central Texas show, Chris Welch from the Panhandle show, Brett Tolini from NETSN is going to join us, and a couple coaches, a lot more. Intern Noe the Pro will be in studio Friday for those games. So anyway, check out all of our state stuff, but it will be done different, and of course, we'll point it out till then. Any more thoughts or comments?
No. I think I'm good, man.
All right, brother. It's been one hell of a fast but fun season.
Yeah, it has.
Of course, we will be back for the state stuff, but until then, he's Grant Goodwin. I'm Terry Bennett. This is Sideline to Sideline on L4 Media.